First, Alex, Happy New Year. It's good to be back. I think two things about these allegations. First of all, when you elect a celebrity playboy to become president of the United States, this is the kind of stuff you're going to continue to deal with. That's my first response. And then my second thought about this is it's just unfortunate. It's damaging. It's disheartening to me as a citizen. It's disheartening to me that my young nieces are seeing this type of thing. They're teenagers, one's in college, and this is the level we've gotten to with the presidency, and it's awful. So that's basically my general response to it.
Okay. I want your general response to it, Jonathan. I mean, what do you think?
Well, I would endorse all of that, Alex, but just add that it is a little bit peculiar that Michael Cohen, a very close associate of President Trump, and the White House are denying that this sexual encounter took place, but they're not denying that $130,000 was paid for her silence. So what would they pay the money for? I mean, it's kind of an obvious question if she didn't have a story to tell.
All right, let's turn now to the president's reported comments during Thursday's immigration meeting. And a statement from Senators Tom Cotton and David Perdue, two of the Republicans who attended that meeting, they are saying they do not recall the president making these comments that have been reported. What do you make of that? Is that a viable strategy for Republican lawmakers trying to ride this storm out, Sophia?
No, and I'm deeply disappointed as someone who was very active in Republican politics at the federal, state, and local level for over 20 years until I just couldn't take it anymore. This type of thing upsets me. We need leadership. Where's the Margaret Chase Smith of the Republican Party right now? Where's that person that stands up and says, enough, Mr. President? I do think there should be a bipartisan effort here, Alex, to censure the president. There has to be some kind of signal that we send to young people and to our allies across the world and others that this is not acceptable to us, this kind of commentary coming out of the president. If you believe Senator Durbin and Lindsey Graham, who confirmed it to Senator Scott but won't say so publicly, which bothers me. But if you believe Senator Durbin, he went on a rant about this. It wasn't just this kind of commentary. It was a long rant on immigrants and countries of color and all kind of things that he talked about that were inappropriate.
Yeah, well, in terms of censure, Jonathan clearly agrees because and he's gotten out ahead of it because you have this new op-ed in the Daily Beast. It's titled, "It's Time to Censure the President or Trump for for conduct unbecoming of a president." Soon after your op-ed in the Daily Beast was published, Congressional Black Caucus and House Judiciary Democrats announced, Jonathan, they are preparing for that very thing. Do you think a censure resolution will be more palatable to Congress than impeachment articles have been? I mean, what do you think the chances are that Congress actually passes it?
Well, I don't think the chances are good because you have so many cowardly Republicans who don't want to lift a finger for either to hold the president accountable or for their own integrity, who 24 hours later pretend they didn't hear this comment by the president. Senator Cotton and Senator Perdue should be ashamed of themselves. The idea for censure actually is not simply to censure him for this particular comment, but to censure him for what in the Uniform Code of Military Justice is called conduct unbecoming an officer. Donald Trump is commander-in-chief of the armed forces. It's true that it's been since the 19th century, and Andrew Jackson was censured, that we've censured an American president. But I think as an immediate remedy, not a substitute for impeachment if there's law breaking, but censure doesn't require a finding of law breaking or high crimes and misdemeanors. It just means it's a punishment, a reprimand for either an officer in the military or, in this case, President of the United States. It is the appropriate interim punishment. My concern, Alex, is that we're all wringing our hands about this. And there is something that can be done between impeachment and removal and nothing. And I'm looking for something in between. And that's why this censure movement, I think, would be very good also for building momentum to get a Democratic Congress that would hold him more accountable.
Okay, Sophia, go.
I totally agree with Jonathan, but I want to also add, and I want to say this directly to Republicans, particularly Paul Ryan, who I've known for a quarter of a century. Paul, you guys are going to do damage to this party for generations to come if you don't stand up and find your soul and find your voice and know what's right and what's wrong. Many of these men and women in the Republican Party are good people, but they've somehow cowered into a corner. And what's happening, Alex, it has me deeply concerned concerned as an American first is that we keep lowering the bar. It's okay. Oh, it's just him. You know, one day he's talking about groping women inappropriately. The next he's calling NFL players of color SOBs. The next now it's S-hole countries. I mean, where are we going with this? And when do we stand up and just say, this isn't what we do? What you say in private, in the privacy of the White House residence with your wife and family, that's what you say. But what you say in a meeting bipartisan of senators, or what you say when the kids of America are watching, it matters. And I'm with Jonathan. Stop wringing your hands, stop hiding in corners, and do something about this. It's wrong, and it's dangerous for this republic.
Well, it's frightening because he is redefining what it means to be presidential by this kinds of discourse. Right. And for those of us who like the way it was before, you know, higher standards. Thanks very much.